All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rocket video. I kind of just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this John Wall situation, break down a couple of different possibilities and all that jazz. I said a couple of opinions in my Raptors and Rockets trade proposal video. Obviously, the Raptors probably aren't interested in that trade, so I think that's a little bit unlikely. John Wall, I've been doing some readings, been watching some videos, listening to some podcasts, and I really, really like the situation that the Rockets are in right now because John Wall, as much as I wanted him to play the season with the Rockets, finish the season with the Rockets, and just kind of prove all the Rockets haters wrong by putting up just a stellar season with some stellar stats. That's not what it just wasn't that realistic. I mean, John Wall was probably going to be load managed for a lot of those games anyways, and he doesn't fit the Rockets' timeline in any way, shape, or form. The main reason I'm so excited about pretty much, if you're unfamiliar with what's going on right now, John Wall and the Houston Rockets have agreed to part ways, and it seems 99%, actually I think it might be 100% sure, that John Wall just will not suit up for a Rockets regular season game ever again. So they're going to bench him, or who really knows the logistics of what's going to happen, because I don't see a trade happening before the first game of the season. But then you had that whole kind of AD situation when he was in New Orleans and they were resting him and he was healthy. The NBA, there's a whole lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes. But if you look at it just from a Rockets fan perspective, now you have a much clearer idea of the starting lineup and you can just build off of that. And realistically, for the long-term success of the Rockets, trading John Wall was something that needed to be done. Next year's starting lineup will be Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Jae'Sean Tate, Christian Wood, and Daniel Theis. And it's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. We'll talk about John Wall here, where he could get traded, when he'll get traded in just a second. But KPJ goes back to his position at number one, which is pretty much the reason the Rockets traded for him. Jalen Green gets guaranteed starting at his position, shooting guard. Jae'Sean Tate, an above-average defender, plus defender. He thankfully won't be on the bench. He was kind of looking like he was going to be the odd man out if John Wall was going to be starting games. So it's great to see Jae'Sean Tate here in his second year get starting minutes because he's a very capable player. Christian Wood gets to his normal position, back to his normal position, power forward. Then you got Daniel Theis there to take the beating every single night at the center spot. Probably won't get more than like 25. He'll probably hover around that 25-minute per game mark, but still nonetheless very useful. So just long-term, this is exactly what you want. You traded for KPJ to be your long-term point guard, and you picked up Christian Wood to be your power forward. And it's just such a different lineup than last year. It's such a different lineup than 2 years ago, especially. John Wall will get traded, and the Rockets probably aren't going to get much value back at all, really. There's some Clipper proposed trades out there where the Rockets are getting, Bledsoe, Ibaka, and Kennard, and then getting rid of pretty much just buying out Ibaka and Bledsoe. But I don't think you can I'm pretty sure this is not Bledsoe's last year, so I don't know how that Bledsoe situation would work out, but you'd essentially get like three players from the Clippers, kind of keep Luke Kennard as your three-point shooter, most likely off the bench. It's not the worst value. It's not the best value. It's a lot better than getting rid of like 2 first-round draft picks and taking I don't even know, guys like Andre Iguodala maybe. But at the same time, if you're going to be buying out Andre Iguodala, if you're going to be buying out Serge Ibaka, it doesn't really matter. So it kind of goes back to the theme of the Rockets most likely aren't going to get really any compensation for John Wall and his $45 million contract that he is owed this next season. Now, here is where holding him until maybe the trade deadline or at least till the start of the season might be useful. And I talked about this on a Raptors video a couple of days ago. The NBA offseason was extremely short once again, which means there's going to be a lot of injuries once again. I would anticipate a contending team who either gets a major injury or things just aren't looking how they were expecting it to. Maybe like the Clippers, maybe like the Pelicans after missing out on the Kyle Lowry sweepstakes. One of those two situations I guarantee you will happen, and that's when Rafael Stone is going to pounce on the value. So right now, if you were to make a trade, or if you were to trade John Wall, I really don't think you'd be able to get much back. You'd get some undesirable contracts, and then some young players who have a little bit of potential but still maybe don't really fit your overarching game plan for your future. So hold him until whenever. He's going to get his value up. Like I said, he's not going to play for the Rockets, so he's staying healthy. I don't know if it would be better if he does play or if he didn't play value-wise. If there was no injury risk, playing would probably increase his value, but you always have that injury risk. Now, I don't want to give Rocket fans hopes too high because just because you're waiting until teams are a little bit more desperate doesn't mean you're going to be getting this gigantic return, but it should be a little bit better than what they would get if they were to trade John Wall like right now. So all in all, I think it's a win. John Wall was very professional. There doesn't seem to be any bad blood between the Rockets organization and John Wall. They don't seem to be in a rush to trade him. John Wall doesn't seem to be in a rush to be traded. And this way, it opens up a lot of minutes for your younger players, not only the starters, but a lot of the newer younger guys like Alfred Şengün, Usman Garuba, the re-signing of Dante Exum, which I absolutely love. Most likely means DJ is gone, but we'll see what happens. So altogether, I really seem to be hopeful of how this is going to end, and I think a lot of Rocket fans are just as hopeful. So let me know your thoughts on this John Wall situation down below. Maybe when he's going to get traded, what value you would like to get in return. I know I watched a video where Swaggy was talking about a Ben Simmons 76ers trade. I might take a look at that and make a video on that, but we'll see. If you have any mock trades, any John Wall mock trades, I'll go ahead and make a video about some John Wall mock trades. Just throw them in the comment below. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Peace.